Welcome back. Another episode of Loud and Ugly Garage here. We are actually working on Loud and Ugly this week. Springtime is coming soon. A lot of races are coming up, and we got some mods we need to get done to this. So first thing before we put this on the ground to redo the shackles up front, I wanted to tub the wheel wells. So we're going to pop the wheels off, take the wheel wells out, and add a couple inches to them, because when we've got people riding in the back or I'm strapping the truck down, loading the back or anything, the tires rub on the inside of the wheel wells. So we're just going to open up a little bit, and then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright, before we get started, I am going to kind of explain what my game plan is here with these wheel tubs in the back of Loud and Ugly. So they're rubbing on the inside of the wheel well. We want to scoot the inside of the wheel well this direction on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the trim strip right here. And I'm going to move these directly over. And then that way we're only going to be adding I think this is 2.5 inches of a wheel tub here. We'll slice this down the center, add a strip in there, and that'll give us our clearance that we're looking for. The wheel wells are out. Part of this is kind of inspection as well from last season. Truck's been on jack stands all winter. I haven't taken any time to look at it, so I guess better late than never now. But one thing we found taking the wheels off, taking the wheel wells out, I was standing up looking down through the wheel well hole in the bed, and I'm like, well, these lugs aren't supposed to look like that. They're really twisted. Putting some power down on these launches, setting this thing on the bumper. So we're gonna have to go ahead and replace those. That's one first catch that we found of some damage from the previous season. But not breaking stuff, you're not having fun. So that's good that we caught it. It may explain some of that wheel hop that I had towards the end of the season. I thought it was the slicks because those are burned down to absolutely nothing on the wear marks. So I'm already gonna go ahead and get some new slicks for this season. And also we're going to replace these, see if that takes care of that wheel hop that we started to develop towards the end of the year. It would make sense because I was launching the truck a lot harder towards the end of the season as well. But now we're going to go ahead, cut these wheel wells up, add some width to them, we'll bolt them back in. my prime weld 325 welder all set up with a trigger right here instead of a foot pedal. That way when I'm sitting in the truck here, I don't have to worry about using a foot pedal. They do send that with this welder, so that's a pretty cool perk about this. It's my first time ever using one, so I'm excited to try it out. But I've got these cut out here. We've got the wheel wells bolted in, so they're solid. We just have to put these in between and tack them all the way around, make the shape, and then boom, we got some tubbed out wheel wells. The TIG torch with the finger trigger was actually super cool to use. Not having to use your foot is different. I don't have much time on a TIG welder, but to use this was pretty sweet, especially for tight quarters like this. I had to set the welder in here. The bottle's outside the truck just to make room. So we've got this in. It's nice and flush all the way across. It kind of takes some time with this to get it perfect. And what I did was tack the one side straight on, and then I actually took the angle grinder because there was like an 1/8 inch in some areas that needed to be shaved off. I took the angle grinder along the other side, opening up the area for it to slip down in between. So that's kind of what I did there. It worked out really good. Super happy with this TIG welder still. It creates a lot less mess to clean up. There's no splatter or anything. You just have to kind of prep the metal a little bit more. So this was purely done for safety reasons because last season I have run a 10.5 wide slick. That's all I run. This is stock rear end width. And I didn't want to have to cut the side of the box up or anything. I want it to appear stock still. So when the squat's super hard, when we're launching at like 5,000 RPM to do those big wheelies on the bumper, it sucks the slicks way up into the wheelhouse and was causing some wheel rub on the inside of the slick. So this is a safety reason. Last thing you want to do is rub through a slick, blow a tire off, anything like that. Good thing we caught the wheel studs when we did. That's part of end of the season, or I really should be looking at that stuff more throughout the season as well. This preventative maintenance. You don't want things happening on the track for the safety of other racers and yourself. So take care of your stuff, check everything over once in a while, and make little mods like this just to make things safer for everybody else. We'll catch you next time, and we'll have these done up, and maybe we'll be working on the front suspension.